Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to review the new foundation from Too Faced, the Born This Way foundation. This came out maybe around 6 weeks ago. It just launched this summer and it is the first foundation I think from Too Faced. I know they don't have very many face products, so I'm really excited to finally have this because Too Faced is my favorite brand, and if I could use all Too Faced products just on my face, I would. So this foundation claims to be medium to full coverage and also undetectable, so it's not supposed to look like cake face, and it's supposed to look like kind of like a second skin. And it also has a bunch of ingredients that are supposed to help your skin and help your skin look hydrated. So I have tried this out over the past couple days and I am really impressed with this foundation. It's the only other high-end foundation I have is the Urban Decay Naked Skin, because I love like the weightless foundation. I don't like to feel foundation sitting on my skin, and I have been loving this foundation just as much as the Naked Skin foundation. It does give you quite a bit more coverage, but it gives you the same feeling, and this is actually a perfect match for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and demo this foundation. So the actual packaging is very similar to the packaging of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation. I don't have that foundation. It's like probably twice the price of this, but this looks very like high-end. And I really like that, and it also has a pump, which is definitely a staple, especially in a high-end foundation. This is 1 fluid ounce. It kind of looks like more than that to me, but this should definitely hold me over for a long time. It's oil-free, and I'm in the shade Warm Nude. And in the Naked Skin foundation, I'm in the shade 3. So I have like yellow undertones. I'm not super fair. I'm kind of like a light medium. And what I did actually, like the Too Faced aisle was right next to the Urban Decay aisle. So I took my Urban Decay foundation, I swatched it on my hand, and then I went over to the Too Faced foundations and I just picked the best match, and they're pretty much identical. So I haven't even primed my skin. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer. And this is actually said to be very similar to the Hangover RX. I don't have that, but when I swatch it in the store or I test it out, it is pretty much a similar feel. It's just more so like a moisturizer. So I'm going to go in with 1 pump of this foundation and just apply that all over my face and then blend it out with my beauty blender. And this is kind of a little bit of a thicker formula, but it does have like a little bit of a moussey feel too. So it's not like a dry, thick formula. Okay, so this is 1 layer of the foundation, and I feel like it does make my skin look super even. I am going to go over a little bit of redness around the center of my face, but overall my skin looks really even, and it also makes it look really natural. I can't really even tell that I'm wearing foundation, but it does give my skin this like all over even color. So this is just 1 layer. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more, and 1 pump goes a really long way. So I'm just kind of adding this because I want to cover up a little bit of redness, but I could go in with a concealer and I'll take care of it in a second. So you can definitely build up this foundation and it's not going to start looking unnatural. So it's not going to look like you're just kind of piling on foundation. And I just hate the feeling of foundation. Like, I didn't wear foundation regularly until like a year or 2 ago. I would always take like half a pump of foundation and mix it into my moisturizer, or just use a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer. So I really like weightless, lightweight foundations, and this actually has more of like a powder finish. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to set it with powder. I'm going to go ahead and put concealer on and finish my makeup, but I don't think I need to set it with powder. I have tried this out over the couple days, so I'm going to give you my final thoughts and a full review once I finish up and apply the rest of my makeup. Alright, so I finished the rest of my face makeup. All I added was the Age Rewind under my eyes, set it with the e.l.f. HD powder just under my eyes. I didn't use it on my face. And then I used the Rainforest After Dark palette, just the blush, bronzer, and highlight, really lightly on my face. I just wanted to be able to see like kind of the skin glowing through and not anything like too cakey on my skin. And I'm really loving this foundation. I have actually worn it a couple times already before this review to give you like a full review on how it wears and everything. But like every time that I've been putting it on, I just get more happy about having it. It does wear, like it's really long lasting. It probably has lasted me, I would say 8 to 10 hours, but after 8 to 10 hours, every time that I've used it, I've been taking it off because it's been like later in the day or something. So you could actually probably get a couple more hours out of use out of this before it starts to really fade. But with that being said, with like long wearing foundations and foundations that are fuller coverages, I still want to be able to feel my skin. Like I don't want to feel like I'm wearing a mask, or I don't want to feel like I'm wearing a ton of product that's running down my face. Like I feel like I'm not wearing very much makeup. Like I can't feel my makeup, I can't feel my skin, like I don't know, I can't feel products moving around my face. And I didn't set it with powder at all because this has, to me, a powder finish. And that's something that's such a good point for a foundation for me, because if that's one less step you have to worry about, then you're just gonna look that much more natural. So to me, this really does have a powder finish, and I never not set my foundation with powder. And sometimes I just wear powder because I feel like if I don't wear powder, once I put on my bronzer or my contour and my blush, everything's just gonna look really muddy. So this does have a really good finish where you can't tell like creasing in my bronzer lines or my blush or anything. And I didn't put that much on, but I feel like sometimes if I weren't to wear a powder, they're gonna like skip all over my face because it doesn't have like a smooth surface to work off of. The one downside in this foundation is there's only 12 shades, which you definitely need a wider range, especially in a high-end foundation. But for me, this was like maybe the 4th or 5th shade in, and this is definitely a perfect match for me. But to think that's almost like the midpoint, and I am pretty fair, for that to be like the midpoint of ranges, it's definitely not going to be suitable for every skin tone. So they're definitely not accommodating to a ton of skin tones, but luckily I did find a perfect match with the Warm Nude. And like I said, I'm in number 3 in the Naked Skin foundation. So definitely this is an amazing foundation. The only downside is a shade range, but because it's a new foundation, sometimes they might add more colors, or you could get 2 and mix them, but that kind of sucks if you have to get 2 and mix them. I actually wouldn't recommend that because that's $80 for a foundation that's not even your color. But if you do find a color in your range, then definitely try this out. It's long wearing, it has a really nice finish. It's definitely going to be holding its own against my favorite Naked Skin foundation. I just love the feeling of weightless foundations, and this feels like one just higher coverage. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will talk to you all soon in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.